Hello and welcome back to another video presentation from trainingride.com. Today the topic is QTP. We'll be talking about what is QTP, how we could be using QTP for automated testing of web applications, how we could be writing our scripts, how we could be recording our scripts, in all the good stuff which we could be doing using QTP. By the way, QTP is an HP product, so you could be downloading it from HP.com. The current version of QTP is version 11. On my machine, I have downloaded it, and it's a little older version, but there's nothing in here which is going to be different from version 11. In version 11, there are some new features which we'll be talking about down the road. For now, this is QTP 10, and I've opened my QTP, and this is what you're seeing in here. As any other software out there, you have in our QTP as well, you have the menu items here on the top. And what these menu items they do, they basically, let's say if you need to open a new test, you could be going into File, and then you could be opening a new test. When I do that, it's going to give me two windows here, one on the left which basically talks to me as what is this test called right now. Right now, since I have not saved it, it is called as test, and in there is something called an action 1. I'm going to come back and then talk about what these actions are, but if we're looking at action 1 here is where we will be writing our scripts. Our script in QTP would be written in a language called VB script. Now, there are two ways of writing our test here. Either we could be recording that test by performing our actions on a browser. By the way, QTP works on Internet Explorer. So that's one of the ways of creating or building our test, by recording our actions on a particular application on an Internet Explorer browser. The other way of doing that is we have to write our own script. All right, in this first video, I'm going to be showing you as a how we could go about recording a script. Now, our intent here is to perform a test, right? And how do we perform that test? We have to open up that website. We got to go to that website to perform the test. How are you going to tell QTP to open or go to that website? The way you're going to do that is by going into one of the menu items here on the top called the automation. And in automation, there's something called a record and run settings. When you click on that, this record and run settings window pops up. And using QTP, you could be testing either web applications or Windows applications. Right now, we are focusing on the web applications, so that is selected or highlighted in here. And in here, we have the option of going into open the following address when record or run sessions begin. And here, I could be typing the web URL. If I need to go and test eBay site, I would be typing http://www.ebay.com, and when I run my test, it is going to open that website. Now let's try that. So here I am going to type ebay.com, and I say apply and OK. And let's say if I need to record, if you see that button, when I click on that button, when I click on this button, it'll take me to that website, ebay.com. And here, I could be performing some action. The actions which I would perform here is when you go to ebay.com, you need to, you basically would be doing what? You would be interested in bidding on a product, right? So first of all, you would be searching for that product. So the way you're going to be searching for that product is you would be typing in this box and click on that search button. So I'm going to come in here and then type something like Nike shoes, right? And now it gives me the option of like which Nike shoes I want to go with, right? So I could select that. Now I'll just keep it as Nike shoes and then click on search. Now, before I click on search, if you take a look here, basically what had happened is as I had typed things into this box, right, it had generated some code here, right. We're going to come back and then talk about what is all this browser, eBay, electronics, cars, and yada yada yada. And so for now, I'm going to go and click on search. When I click on search, notice it had added this one more line in here, and here I have a bunch of um, pictures here of all Nike shoes. All right. So what I have done in a nutshell is, now I'm going to close my browser. What I have done in a nutshell is I I made QTP record some of the actions which I was performing on that browser, right? So the fact that it is showing recording here, it means that it had not stopped recording yet. So, since I closed my browser, there's nothing more to record, so I'm gonna just stop this recording. And so let's take a look into these 5 lines of code. What is it doing? First of all, what is all this, right? Number one, it says that browser, eBay, electronics, cars, or whatever it says. This is VB script. This is VB script. So as I was performing on that browser, my actions on that browser, it was recording these things. So it went in and then it did record certain things in here. Well, good for it. It recorded that, but what are we going to do with this? Can I make QTP go and then execute these line of code on my behalf? Let's see how we can do that. For that, since I have recorded, now I am going to run it. Run is basically telling it to execute these lines, go in and perform these lines of code. But where is it going to go and perform that? I think it's going to go and do that on the browser, right? But where did we tell that? That was told in the automation section. When you go into the automations and the record and run settings, we have said that, hey, you are going to open this address, and then once you open that address, you will be performing these actions. All right. Okay. Now, let us see if it is going to do that for us. So I'm going to run, and this box pops up. It tells us that hey, when I run, I might find some results of whether it's a pass or a fail. Where do you want me to store that? Do you want me to create a new folder and store it in that folder, or would you not care if I just put it in the temporary folder? For now, since this is just a part of learning right now, I might not do much with that folder, so I'm not putting it into a new folder, results folder. So I'm just going to be dumping it into what is called the temporary folder, which happens to be at this location on my machine. I'm going to hit OK. Right now, it is going to open the browser for me. It did open the browser for me. And if you take a look in here, it is right now, there's a yellow line, and it is sitting on that. And then and before even I could finish, it just, I could show you anything. It went in there, and then it finished everything for us, right? So what did it do? It did perform whatever we told it to do, and here are some of the test results. There's only one thing which I'm going to show you here is the results are completed, meaning that it did one iteration of whatever we told it to do, and it was done. And then it has not failed. It has not given anything in here. Now, if we go and expand this, it is going to give us some summary of what it did if I go in here, with some screenshots of what it did and whatnot, right? So let's say if it went in here, it did go into the Nike shoes, it did whatever it did. So right now, I am not very much interested in the results part of it, so I'm just gonna close that, and I'll come back to my test. So these were the things which it executed, right? But it executed so fast that I was not even able to look into it. So I would prefer if I could just, at least take a look at what it is performing. So how can I tell QTP to hey, I know that you could perform all of these things, and you did perform on my behalf, but can you do it like a little slow so that I could also take a look at what you're doing? For that, you have to introduce a command, or a VB script command called wait, right? And as you see, as soon as I type wait, there is something called seconds here, right? So how many seconds you want it to wait? Well, I'm going to go with, let's say, 2 seconds is fine. So it is going to open the browser because of this automation in record and run settings. It is going to open eBay as the browser, and it is going to do this. It is going to type this Nike shoes in there, and then it's going to wait for 2 seconds, and then it is going to perform this, right? And then we wanted to, again, let's say, wait for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Then after that, it is going to click on that button called search, and we wanted to wait for maybe 3 seconds again. Then after that, it is going to sync, and then eventually it is going to wait for, let's say, 2 seconds, and then it is going to close. Now, I am going to talk about all of these things in detail, like what is this set, and what is click, and what is sync, and then close all tabs. I'm going to be talking about all of those things. In fact, in our course, I'm going to be going step by step and then talking to you about, all the wonderful things which gets popped up here when you record, and how does, each line of code is getting interpreted by the browser, and what if something goes wrong? How do we fix that and all that? Right now, I'm going to be taking some baby steps. So what I have done is I have shown you as how to open QTP, and how to set through the automation and record and run settings to go to a website, and then we could be recording on that website, and we recorded some of our actions on the website, and then that generated these lines of code, and then later we ran that. When we run it, it's going to be doing it so fast that we were not able to pay attention to that fact that how did it do it, and what did it do. So what I have done is I used what is called a wait. Wait is a VB script command. Wait is basically a function or a method in VB script which allows the execution of this line to be delayed, or the execution between this line and this line will be delayed by 2 seconds, because QTP is going to just take a breather for those 2 seconds. All right. Now let's see if it is following our instructions or not. If I run it now, will it open the browser? Well, let's see. Yes, it did. Right. And then now, if you see, it is kind of like doing a little slow, and then it waited. You could see. Then now it clicked, and then eventually it's going to wait. And as you see here, that's what is happening. And eventually that is going to end the operation. So which is and it shows this test results. Since I'm not doing much with the test results at this time, because we have a whole session where I'm going to be explaining you everything about the test results. How about if we tell QTP not to show us these test results, because it's kind of like annoying after running every time this window pops up, and then I'm not using this window at this time. So why don't I tell QTP not to display this? And the way you can do that is by going into tools and by going into options, and then you say that, hey, while you're running, I know that when you finish the execution, you can show us the results. So view results when run session ends, and this is checked. That means that you want to view the results. Hey, no, I do not want to view the results. So I just say, do not show me that, and then I say apply and OK. Now if I run it, it's not going to show me the results. But let's put a little more of a weight in there. So I'm going to be putting a weight of like let's say 5 between every line, except for the last one, because it is closing at that time. It doesn't matter. Okay, now let's go ahead and then run it. Is it going to open the browser? There you go. The browser gets open. Now let's look into this yellow line. It is waiting there, and then it goes now. After 5 seconds, it goes there, and then it is doing something. Then it is waiting there. Then it is going to click on that. It did click on that. Now it is waiting for 5 more seconds, and then it synced. I mean, syncing is making sure that the browser had completely loaded and all that, and then now it finished that. All right, so that's a very simple record and play. We have not learned much as far as what these lines are and all that, but my only purpose of this video was to show you how you start QTP, how you get into the different settings of QTP, which I showed you by going into the tools and going into the automation, and then we had set that value of record and run, and then how to run that. And then while we were recording, it recorded these lines of code, and then we inserted some weight in there, right? And then we had the results popping up, but then we said we do not want to see the results, so I went into the tools and options, and in the run mode, I said view results. I checked it off, so that way we are not viewing any results right now. Okay, so that's a very quick look at QTP. Now, in our course, I will be showing you how to basically build QTP scripts, meaning that what you have seen here was auto-generated, right? There's no place in real life for record and play. I mean, very little record and play you would be doing. So mostly you will be writing your own script with your own hand, meaning that whatever came up here in real life has got a very little significance of utilizing this. So you would be writing your own code in VB script. Now, that's where the real money is, and that's where the real the respect for you is when you can start to write your code, when you write your scripts in VB script, when you do all the execution by writing your own rather than recording it. So that's what the whole course is about. This is just the beginning. This is the very first video on QTP. I want you to go and then look into some of the free videos which we have here. That will teach you the basics of writing VB script. It'll talk to you about what is automation. Here are some of the videos, as you can see here. What is automation testing? Learn how to build a data-driven framework. There I've explained you everything about how you could be creating and I would say 1% of my course is record and play. 99% of the course is all about writing your own scripts, because that is exactly what you would be asked in the interview, and that is exactly what you would be performing in real life, not the record and play. But then record and play is also important for you to go and then take a look into how to do some basic things, and that's what we'll be continuing to put out there with my free video series. If you're interested in looking into how to write VB script, again, these are the free videos which you could be watching and then trying things. I have videos on VB scripting. I have some videos on QTP itself. So if watching those videos generates your interest in learning this tool, then take a look into our classes, and we suggest that if this is something which you want to do, then get enrolled into our courses, and in 6 weeks you'll be learning quite a bit of QTP. In fact, enough that you could be building a data-driven framework using all VB script in QTP. Well, that's about it for this session. I'm going to come back with more of QTP free videos for you, where you could learn a lot of QTP. So relax and just keep an eye on this website, and then you'll be finding some of the videos coming out there. Until then, take it easy. See you in the next video.